I bought the house because it was too cheap not to. Single-story red brick ranch built in the early 60s. Yeah, it needed work. Sunken floors, cracked walls, wallpaper that looked like a bad memory. But the bones were good. No mold, solid wiring. And I was an electrician. Fixing it up felt like a challenge I could handle. For the first week, it was just that, a fixer-upper, until things started feeling wrong. It began small, just a strange draft in the hallway, one that made no sense no matter how many times I checked the vents. Then the creaking started, not normal creaking, not floorboards settling or pipes straining. These were deliberate sounds, slow, heavy, like someone shifting their weight behind the walls. I told myself it was the house adjusting. I didn't want to admit it scared me. But then I found the first note. I was pulling a warped vanity mirror off the bathroom wall when something slipped loose. A folded piece of yellow paper jammed into the backing. The ink was still fresh, glossy, and the handwriting wasn't mine. It said, "They don't like when you paint over the pink." I laughed out loud, told myself it had to be a joke. Maybe the previous owner left it, some weird inside joke between siblings or kids. But deep down, something twisted in my gut. The bathroom had been pink, peeling pastel tiles, cracked and faded. I hadn't told anyone that. Still, I brushed it off. That night I set my phone to record audio while I slept, just to be safe, just to reassure myself. I didn't expect to hear anything, and for the first 5 hours there wasn't. But at 3:41 a.m., there was a soft sound, a shuffling. Then, a voice. "He's still here." A woman's voice, low, matter of fact. I didn't sleep the rest of the night, didn't even finish the recording. I just deleted the file. The next morning I found another note, this time under the baseboard heater. Same writing, same fresh ink. "Don't fix the tiles." Over the next few days, the notes kept coming, behind wall outlets, taped beneath picture frames, one even folded between 2 floorboards in the guest room, always short, always unsettling. "We're watching the way you chew. Don't touch the red door in the crawl space. Stop opening things." I tried to rationalize it, thought maybe someone was messing with me, some squatter with access I hadn't found. So I bought cameras, 3 inside, 1 outside. I set them up, pointed them at every entryway, every blind spot. The next morning I checked the footage. All of the cameras had been rotated. Each one now faced the wall, every single one. I started sleeping with a hammer beside the bed, kept every light on. I even boarded up the crawl space. I didn't know why, but something told me that's where it was coming from. Then one night, everything stopped. All the lights in the house cut out at once. No wind, no pop, just instant, pitch-black silence. I looked at the clock. 2:46 a.m., and then I heard it. Breathing. Not mine. Slow. Measured. Coming from the vent behind my bedroom closet. I got up, took the hammer with me, walked to the breaker box in the hallway. All the switches were fine. Power should have been on. That's when I noticed it. The attic hatch above me was open. I never opened that hatch, never touched it. There was no pull cord, no ladder, just a square of black, like someone had carved a hole into the ceiling. And then something fell. A light tap, paper fluttering, a note. It landed at my feet. I bent to pick it up, but before I could read it, I felt warm breath on my ear. Not wind. Breath. Right behind me. I spun around, hammer raised, but there was nothing there. The attic hatch was now closed. I opened the note. It said, "You're already inside." I packed a bag and left that night. Checked into a hotel and never looked back. Put the house on the market the next morning. Didn't care about the loss. But the call started. Blocked number. Always the same line. "There's no outside." 2 weeks later, the realtor called me in a panic. She said the bedroom walls were leaking, real blood, from inside the drywall. The police came, tore open the panels, found no body, no animal. But they did find something in the ductwork, a nest. Dozens, maybe hundreds bought of notes, all written in my handwriting. But the dates, they were from the future. I will scream tonight. They will use my voice. They will pull me into the walls. The house has been sold 5 times since. No one lasts more than a month. And the crawl space? Still sealed. But if you knock 3 times and you really listen, you'll hear someone whisper back. Too late. Before we get into the next story, if you're here for the first time, please make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you're notified when the next scary story arrives. We need your support. If this story chills you, share it with your friends, with your family, with anyone who dares to listen. Thanks for being here. It started on a Thursday, just after midnight. I was up late on the couch watching YouTube, headphones in, when I heard 3 knocks at the front door. Not loud, not frantic, just deliberate. 3 slow knocks. At first I thought maybe I imagined it, some sound from the video, but when I pulled the headphones off, I heard it again. The door, right behind me. Now I live alone, middle of nowhere. Closest neighbors a quarter mile up the road. No one just shows up here, especially not that late. I froze, didn't move. My living room lights were off and just the screen glowing in front of me. I sat there in silence, heart thudding. And then, Elliot. A girl's voice. From the other side of the door. I didn't say anything, just sat there, waiting, listening. Elliot, are you awake? She sounded young, maybe 16, 17. Soft voice. Calm, not scared, not crying, just casual. Like she'd been here before, but I didn't recognize it, didn't recognize her. My first instinct was to get up, check the peephole, but something about her voice, it was too steady, like it wasn't asking if I was home, it was confirming. I waited a few more seconds, then got up slowly and peeked through the peephole. Nobody, just my front porch, dimly lit by the motion sensor light. No movement, no shadow, no girl. I stood there for another full minute, trying to make sense of it. Then, just as I was about to walk away, she knocked again. 3 taps, perfectly spaced, exactly the same as before. And then she whispered, "Why'd you move the camera?" I swear I felt my stomach drop into my feet. The porch camera. I had moved it earlier that day, just slightly to clean the housing. There's no way she could have known that. I hadn't told anyone. I hadn't posted about it. No one was around. No one was supposed to be watching. I backed away from the door, didn't say a word, just went straight to my room, locked the door, grabbed my flashlight and the baseball bat from under the bed. I didn't sleep, not even a minute. By morning, there was no sign of her. I checked the porch, the cameras, the street. Nothing, no footprints, no damage, no shadow in the playback. Even the audio was clean. No knocks, no voice, just static, like it had been erased. That day, I bought new locks, installed a second deadbolt, ordered a motion-triggered recorder for the hallway, and I told myself it was a one-time thing, that maybe I'd imagined it, until the next night, 12:03 a.m., 3 knocks, and then, "Elliot, I can see you." I didn't go to the door, didn't speak, didn't breathe. She stayed there for 10 minutes, maybe more, sometimes pacing, sometimes whispering things I couldn't hear, sometimes just waiting. I finally crept to the kitchen window and peeked through the blinds, and there she was, just standing in the middle of my lawn, facing the house, smiling. I couldn't see her clearly, but her posture, it wasn't threatening, it was confident, too confident, like she belonged there, like I was the intruder. I stayed locked inside for the next 2 days, slept in short bursts, kept every light on, didn't open the curtains, and then last night, she came inside. I still don't know how. I checked every door, every window. Everything was locked, every alarm armed. But I woke up to the sound of her voice, not from the porch, not from outside, from the hallway, just outside my bedroom door. "You can't lock me out, Elliot." I didn't move, didn't answer. I just sat up in bed, staring at the door, watching the doorknob twitch. Slow at first, then harder. Something bumped the wood, twice, then stopped. Silence. I grabbed the bat, turned on my lamp, and that's when I saw it. A note. Slid under the door. I picked it up, and it said, "Your name was the key." I haven't left the room since. Haven't heard her voice today, but I know she's here. I know if I open that door, she'll be waiting, smiling, because somehow she knows everything. She knew the camera. She knew my name, and now she knows I'm afraid to leave this room. I've always lived quietly. I'm not a paranoid person, no enemies, no drama, just a 34-year-old guy working remote IT in Tacoma. I rented a small apartment, 3rd floor, end of the hall, deadbolt always locked. My life was quiet, predictable, until the night I woke up at 3:13 a.m., and there was someone standing at the foot of my bed. No broken glass, no noise. I didn't even hear the door, just there, tall, still, watching me. I tried to scream, but nothing came out. My mouth moved, but all I could do was breathe. They didn't move, not even a twitch. And then, slowly, they stepped backward, not turning, not fleeing, just receding into the darkness of the hallway. When I finally found my voice, I yelled, flipped on the lights, ran to the door, still locked. No signs of forced entry, nothing missing. I called the cops. They checked the building, did the usual, "We'll file a report" routine. But they didn't find anyone. Just one strange thing. Right outside my door, someone had left a single black rose. I told myself it was a prank, or maybe a dream. Sleep paralysis, maybe. I did everything I could to forget it. Until the next night. Same time. 3:13 a.m. But this time it wasn't silence that woke me. It was whispering, coming from outside my window. I live on the 3rd floor. I didn't sleep, didn't go to work, didn't answer texts. I pushed a chair under the front door handle, stacked boxes in front of the window, grabbed the only thing I owned that felt like a weapon, a flashlight. I stayed up, staring at the clock. 3:00 a.m. Nothing. 3:10. Still. Then 3:13. The hallway light flipped on, by itself. And a second later, I heard it. Scratching. Not on the door. Inside the wall. I grabbed a hammer and tiptoed to the hallway. And there, on the dry wall in red, or maybe dark brown, I saw it. "Not for you." The police came again. This time they actually found something. On the fire escape outside my bedroom window, a pair of children's shoes, mud-caked, size way too small to be mine. I don't have kids. There aren't even kids in my building. The shoes were placed perfectly side by side, pointing inward, as if someone had stepped out of them and into the wall. After that night, I started recording everything. Set up my webcam. Faced it toward the hallway. Turned on motion lights. That's when it got worse. At 3:13, right on schedule, the hallway lit up. A shadow passed the frame. Then I heard a voice. Young. A child. I know where she is. No one entered. No door opened. But on the footage I saw it. My closet door. Opening just a crack. Then slowly closing again. I left the next morning. Didn't even take most of my stuff. Didn't break the lease. Just drove. 6 hours south. Got a new apartment. Started over. No windows facing the street. No social media. No digital footprint. For a while, I felt safe. Until I got a text. 3:13 a.m. Unknown number. You moved her. I switched phones, changed numbers, stopped using email, everything I could think of to disappear. And then the landlord knocked on my door, said my mother had come by to leave a package. My mother died 5 years ago. When I got home, a small white box was sitting on my kitchen table. No name, no note. Inside was a photo. A girl, maybe 8 or 9, face blurred, standing outside a boarded-up house. On the back, written in shaky pen, "She cries at 3:13 every night." That broke something in me. I started digging. That house was real. A burned-down place about an hour from my old apartment. 15 years ago. Massive fire. Everyone inside, dead. Except one. A girl. Taken into foster care. No record after that. She disappeared. I should have left it alone. I know that now. But I didn't. I drove out to the ruin. All that was left was scorched wood and crumbled bricks. But behind the wreckage, I found them. Another black rose. Another pair of shoes. And a voice. Behind me. "You were never part of this. But you saw her. Now you belong to it too." They weren't after me. Not at first. They were looking for her. The girl. The survivor. But I looked too long, asked the wrong questions, heard the wrong names. Now they visit me. Every night. And every night I hear her scream. But I can't help her. I can only watch. Because at 3:13 a.m., they come through the walls. And they never ask for me. I've lived in this house for 4 years. It's old, yeah, but solid. Real hardwood stairs, tight joints, no squeaks, no creaks. The whole time I've lived here, those stairs have never made a single noise, until last month. It was 2:12 a.m. I was half asleep on the couch, TV humming in the background, just drifting off when I heard it. One step, a slow, drawn-out creak from the staircase behind me. I muted the TV, waited. Nothing followed. No second step, no footsteps, just silence. I figured maybe the wood shifted. Old houses breathe, right? I didn't think much of it. Until the next night. 2:12 a.m. again. Another creak. This time, from the second stair. That's when I started feeling it. That tightness, the kind you can't explain. The one that crawls up your spine before your brain even understands why. I got up, flipped on every light in the house, checked the doors, the windows, even under the bed, like a child afraid of monsters. Everything was locked. I stood at the bottom of the stairs, just staring up into the darkness. And here's the part that chilled me. It didn't feel like someone coming down the stairs. It felt like something going up. For the next 3 nights, it kept happening. Always at 2:12. Step 3, step 4, step 5. Same sound, same time. Night 6 came. I waited, but this time, nothing. No creak. I sat at the base of the stairs, hammer in hand, staring, listening. 2:12 came and went. Still, nothing. Curiosity got the better of me. I stood, climbed the stairs. When I hit the 6th step, it groaned, and then, a voice, from above, soft, almost pleased. Finally. I didn't go further. I ran back down, locked every door, left every light on until morning. The next day, I ripped up the carpet on the stairs, looked for damage. That's when I saw it. Etched into the 6th step, Michael, 1993. I don't know a Michael. I'm not even the first owner of the house. I started researching. Old property records, police reports, obituaries. Nothing. No deaths here. No missing kids. No Michaels. But the creaking didn't stop. Night 7. 7 steps. Night 8. 8. Night 9. I didn't wait. I moved into the guest room, pushed furniture against the door, slept with a flashlight and a knife under the pillow. Night 10. I woke up to cold air and the unmistakable sound of my bedroom door creaking open. No footsteps, no creaking stairs, just the door, opening. I turned on the light. The knife? Gone. And the hallway carpet? Neatly rolled, propped against the wall, like someone had cleaned up after themselves. That night I checked into a motel. Didn't tell anyone. Didn't go to work. Didn't sleep. 3 days passed. And then the front desk called. Said someone left a package for me. No name, no return address, just a small box. Inside, my kitchen timer, set to 2:12. I went back, had to, walked through the house, everything untouched, except the stairs. At the top, burned into the final step. We're all upstairs. I don't know who "we" is. I never opened the attic hatch. There's no flooring up there, no light, no access. But sometimes I see a flicker in the attic window. And sometimes, late at night, when I lie still and try not to breathe, I hear it again. That long, deliberate creak, like someone's shifting their weight, on a stair that should have never made a sound at all. They didn't break in to steal anything. Not my TV, not my wallet. Not even the keys sitting in plain view by the door. They came in for something else. Something they never explained. It happened on a Sunday, mid-afternoon, bright and harmless. I was out back splitting firewood when I heard the front door shut. Not slam, just shut. Soft, intentional. I live alone. Rural property. No neighbors in earshot. My drive is half a mile of gravel and trees. Nobody just shows up. I walked around to the front of the house. Door was closed. I know I didn't close it. I stood there a second, listening. Nothing. No voices. No footsteps. No car in the drive. Just the breeze. Just the sound of wind brushing the woods around me. I went in slow, quiet. Didn't call out. Didn't want to announce myself. Grabbed the fireplace poker on my way past the hearth. Then I listened. Still nothing. I moved down the hall, checked the kitchen, then the living room. Empty. Still, like it always is, until I turned toward the bedroom and saw the chair. There's a chair in the corner of my bedroom, old rocking chair. Never moves, never rocks. But that day, it was turned, facing the bed. And the cushion, it was sunken, as if someone had just stood up. I walked over, heart pounding, gripped the poker tight, still no one. But the chair, it was warm, like someone had been sitting there for a while. I turned back around and found a glass of water sitting on my nightstand. Not mine. I didn't pour it. I don't even remember the last time I used that cup. But there it was, half full, condensation on the outside, cold, fresh. I left the house. Didn't grab a bag. Didn't lock up. Just got in my truck and drove. Called the sheriff from a gas station. Told them someone had been inside. They searched the house. Didn't find anyone. No signs of forced entry. Nothing missing. Just the glass. And the chair. That night, I didn't go back to the house. I stayed with a friend. Made excuses about renovations. Didn't want to sound crazy. Didn't want to say, someone sat in my chair and drank a glass of water. I stayed away for 2 nights. Third night I drove back, parked by the gate, waited a few minutes, then went in. Everything looked the same. No broken windows, no moved furniture, just stillness. Until I stepped into the living room and smelled it. Smoke. Faint, but real. The smell of burnt wood, not strong, just lingering. I walked to the fireplace and saw it. Ashes, still glowing. There had been a fire, recently, but I hadn't lit one in weeks. I knelt down, touched the brick at the edge of the hearth. Warm. Someone had made a fire, in my house, while I was gone, and sat by it. That's when I noticed something written in the soot on the bricks. Wasn't done talking. I didn't sleep that night. Just sat in the truck watching the house, waiting for movement. Nothing came. But the next morning, there were footprints on the porch. Small, barefoot, like a child's, tracked in ash. I poured concrete over the hearth that day, blocked it off, moved the chair to the garage, boarded up the bedroom window. Didn't matter, because that night, the smoke came anyway. From the vents, from under the doors. Faint, whispering around the corners of the room. And the smell? Stronger. I don't think they ever left. Whatever sat in that chair lit that fire again, even after I sealed it, even after I stripped the chimney and tore out the flue. There's no air passage anymore, but I still smell the smoke, still see the ash, and sometimes, when I close my eyes, I hear the chair creak. If you're here for the first time, please, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you're notified when the next scary story arrives. We need your support. If this story chills you, share it with your friends, with your family, with anyone who dares to listen. Thanks for being here.